GM, Crypto AI News Analysis here. It is January 10th. And by the way, before I start this video, none of the things to talk about in this video are buy or sell signals for buy and these tickers. All of these tickers are of my own research and what I think is the best direction in the market currently. And before anyone says and asks, yes, right now I'm fucking sick. I have COVID for some reason. I thought they patched the shit out, but I have this for some reason. So that's why I wasn't making videos the last few days, because I was sick and I was feeling like absolute dog shit. And I still feel like dog shit right now, but I'm just going to get through this and make the video anyways, because 3 videos without a daily streak is a bit of a misfortunate thing. So I'll just make it anyways. I have the ability to make this video while I'm sick. So yeah, let's go. So let's talk about the price action of the coins. So virtuals looks fucking horrible. And the last few days I wasn't making videos. Like, maybe you guys were saying, oh, this is so fucked, he quit making the videos because now virtuals are down only forever and everyone's losing money. Well, yeah, it is a bit of that case. Even AI agents are having a really bad time, even compared to meme coins. Meme coins are looking really fucking bad as well, but virtuals looks super fucking bad as well. I mean, just look at this, man. Obviously a downtrend. The last couple days has been just straight downtrend. We don't know when it's going to top. Virtuals, if I were to give a line, a rectangle for where it could be for a very important area, we're in this area right now, this box. If virtuals doesn't hold this box, then it's gonna be pretty bad. I mean, that's from a TA perspective. I think there will be some sort of a bounce soon, especially with the BTC price action, which I'm gonna talk a bit more later in this video. But right now, virtuals looks pretty fucking bad, and if it ranges here, hopefully, then it'll be good. I mean, if you zoom out, it doesn't look that bad, but on the short term, it looks pretty bad because it's been down only. And there's all of that, the coins that we like to talk about. So combo looks pretty fucking horrible, really weak. Game, on the other hand, is extremely strong. So you want to be into strong coins, by the way. Game has a lot of good narratives behind it right now with crypto x AI gaming, which is why the chart is just strong despite virtuals being a fuckery. So it's pretty insane that the beta is stronger than its main leader of virtuals. So that should show you where you should be putting most of your capital, which is game here, which is absolutely insane. But pretty much every coin in the ecosystem is down a lot. Rai is actually pretty good, but this is not a virtuals token. But I mean, I guess you can argue it's in a bit of a downtrend here, but can you really say that yet? Maybe it could be a false positive. But overall, it looks pretty bad. If we look at creator bid tokens have been bleeding a bit. So I'm in here, looks pretty strong. AO loss is not the best. It went down a lot, and maybe it's starting to recover here. I was surprised it went down this much because the chart was really strong here. I thought it would consolidate here, but I guess this the nature of the markets. King looks pretty strong, but creator bid tokens look pretty good overall. On virtuals, looks pretty fucking bad. If we look at Solana tokens, so AI16Z looks pretty fucking bad. It also went down a lot, and we're going to talk about that later in the video because there was some bullshit, some fuckery from the main dev Shaw behind this. And there was some PvP action of LLM and Fatcoin, which is fucking gay, man. But Solana AI looks pretty bad. And if we look at the meme coins in comparison, so meme coins also look really fucking bad. So Michi doesn't look the best, and it's at its last support here. If it doesn't hold here, then this is cooked. But I think it will bounce from here, or not anytime soon. It has to go sideways a bit before a large bounce. But meme coins are still a very good zone to DCA in. Personally, if I were to point out any token in particular that's really strong, is Walter. Like, I fucking love this microcap dog meme coin. It's so fucking strong in the shit ass market conditions. And this is one of my bottom bid tickers. I don't have like that much super money in this. I really like this token. I share it a lot on Twitter because I like this token. The chart is really strong. So I don't know. We'll see what's going to happen with this. This is not a show, by the way. I just wanted to point out this strength in this market, this fuckery. And then we also have Floyd AI, which is really fucking funny, this meme. But it's also really strong because of its attention, its narrative. It's like 26,000 followers. And I don't know, we can see some sort of run on this soon, honestly, despite market conditions. But if we're also to talk about Sui AI, so ADA, the token I was talking about, pretty much almost up 2x since I was talking about it. I still have my bag of this. I sold like a little bit to buy some other bags here. Like I sold like 5%, but it's very, very strong in this market. Sui is extremely, extremely strong in this market environment, despite B2C fuckery. And I'm glad this is the only bag I have. Like all the other ones, XEG, I didn't like this one. Dola, I don't know what the fuck this is, and good thing I didn't buy because this shit looks fucking horrible. And if we look at Sui AI, the main token it's in a bit of a range environment with an upwards trend, which is pretty good. But ADA is printing fuck you candles. This is basically XBT for Sui, but it has insane engagement, which is why I talk about this token and I think it's so good. I think this is going to do much higher once Sui goes a bit more, because Sui actually has a bit more space. He's doing another 10% due to liquidation heat maps, but it looks pretty good so far. But and we're looking at the Cookie.fun dashboard. So XBT gained a shit ton of mind share. I'll tell that a bit later in this video, but essentially got a Binance listing, which is really fucking bullish for virtuals, by the way. But market cap wise, a bit sideways. Smart engagement is going down. AI is losing a bit of mind share, which is, I don't think it's that much of a big deal because the AI narrative is still extremely strong. But it's just that short term, we're probably seeing liquidity being in a very fearful state in the markets. And if anything, this is more of a buy signals because the market right now is extremely fearful. Stocks are going to the ground. Bitcoin is fucking us hard. Overall, Cookie.fun dashboard, nothing too crazy, but AXBT gained a lot of mind share here, which it did reflect upon the price on AXBT, where AXBT is up. Okay, it was up a lot more, but still the chart was looking kind of bad. It started to break the chart here, but then boom, a big pump because of Binance listing and probably a bit of a dump here because of that. But we'll see what's going to happen. Virtuals looks pretty fucking bad, but overall, I don't think it's too much of a cause for concern in the mid to long term. And in the short term, it could be a bit bad, but you could probably find entries on these tokens because in a mean reverting environment, if BTC does a large pump within a few short days, because it's the worst if BTC bleeds and then all the alts bleed as well, as they are all high betas to BTC. That is the worst case. But since we're in a mean reverting environment where BTC is going to bounce from 90 to 100K back to 90K to 100K until February when inauguration happens and then liquidity is injected into the economy via the TGA spend down, then for now, we're just going to have to play with the mean reverting environment. We're going to see these down movements, and then we could probably see some upwards movements when BTC sweeps liquidity above there. But then we'll see what's going to happen. Nothing too much of a cause for concern is what I'm trying to say here. But let's look at this tweet here. A mysterious whale bought $7.25 million of WEEF, 5.77 million Popcat, 4.57 million FWOG, 3.9 million Michi. And if we look at the addresses, yeah, they're buying a shit ton, which is essentially saying that whales are essentially smart money here. Like, they're fucking rich for a reason, and they're positioning themselves in memes. And a lot of people, they look at the meme coins right now and they're like, oh, it's over. Are they ever going to come back? These meme coins are so fucked. Popcat's at 500 million. This is doomed. I'm selling everything. But if you already look out, like you zoom out, Popcat still looks very fucking fine. It's still in an uptrend here. But if we do some sort of Fibonacci retracement, Popcat is what? Pretty much almost a 95% retrace from the tops, which is fucking insane. And smart money is looking at this and you're like, dude, this is general entries. Like, a lot of people, they get very fearful in these times and then they sell their bags and capitulate at the bottom. But whale smart money, they're looking at this as buying opportunities and they're like, okay, let's buy some of the coins that I couldn't have an entry before. And of course, Popcat on its next rally, when alt season comes in February, you'll probably easily see it continuing the uptrend here and probably tap around, you know, like, I'm not trying to be like some sort of super TA expert here, but it won't be surprising if we see in the next few weeks that Popcat pulls another 3 to 4 billion range, 3 to 5 billion range from this 500 million position. So people position themselves with millions of dollars and buying this shit. They're gonna be printing OD. This is not the end of the bull run, and we still have a lot more to go. But you got to realize that the market is extremely emotional, and it is a reflect of human emotions. And a lot of people, they can't control their emotions, and they obviously do things that they shouldn't do, like put you like the bottom here. If you're holding this from the highs, then that fucking sucks. But you most likely don't want to capitulate here. But if you are looking at these type of assets and you have a shit ton of money and you're fine with a 5 to 10x on your investment in the next few weeks, few months, then these are really great entries. But of course, we're not going to expect a V-shaped recovery. It's going to go a bit sideways for a few weeks, and then it'll have an explosive move upwards, right? Because if we look at this, for example, on Popcat, so Popcat had to go sideways a bit and then started grinding up higher and higher here. So it's going to do the exact same thing, by the way. So we'll see what happens, but smart money is positioning themselves for these meme coins. But you DCA in slowly because you don't have to time the bottom of this, right? Even if you're trying to DCA over here when things were looking really good, well, you didn't want to put all your money. That's why I said DCA over 1 to 2 weeks, because we could still go a lot lower, and it did go a lot lower. So If you did DCA, you got protected against this insane greed here. But if we're just to briefly show up the BTC liquidation heat maps here, so as you can see here, there's some sort of a mean reverting environment here in a bit of a downtrend because of some recent FUD with employment rates and federal rate cuts not being as high as we expected. So there's some sort of a downtrend. There's a lot of uncertainty in the market right now, so it's going down a bit. But it did recover from the lows here in 92, which was pretty decent for the alts for a little bit. But then now the slow beat is obviously fucking everyone. But we're obviously probably going to see some sort of mean reversion in this environment, not necessarily any uptrend anytime soon, especially if you look at the liquidity where it is circulated around 96K to 91K, it seems. But it's still possible that we could see 88 and then at high 99 if we take out that liquidity there. But we'll see what's going to happen. But let's look at this next tweet. Have a feeling we'll see a wave of NSFW AI agents at some point. The industry is massive and these could easily become some of the most profitable agents out there. Imagine an agency DAO managing multiple of these with integrations into platforms like OF. Who's building this? So yeah, this could be quite interesting space for crypto where we see Gunner AI crypto projects being sprouted up. So I saw this one on Solana. I forgot what the name of it was, but they're trying to make some sort of NSFW agents with crypto. And I did my own research into it to see if it actually worked. And I was like, okay, well, it's not actually that bad because it sounds like I'm saying just some experience, but I actually got into this business myself with my friend back then with the AI. But back then, a lot of the tech was pretty fucking shitty. And if you try to risk up the AI agents, back then they're just so robotic. But it seems that they're actually making that process a bit more dynamic now. So that could be quite interesting when AI gets stronger, and then we have crypto to essentially tokenize these projects and you can invest into them. But there's actually utility for people with the AI agents because you gotta realize there's some people out there that really like them, and a lot of them people making these projects are capitalizing on the depressing male loneliness epidemic in the modern world, which is a commentary on society right now. But a lot of people are resorting to these other matters because they can't really get a life to, for lack of a better word here. So there is a demand for this, and it would be an interesting sector in crypto. I don't know how big it would get because I don't know how far NSFW projects have ever gone in this type of space, but we got to realize there is demand, and with demand comes with a higher price. So let's look at this next tweet. When the first animal coin dump happened after rally Q4 2023, crypto Twitter grave dancer went right back to buying utility scams on ETH. We then proceeded to primarily trade meme coins for the entirety of 2024. The same thing will happen with AI as long as Nvidia keeps printing. We're about to witness the greatest bubble of our lifetimes. Nvidia is the second most valuable company in the world. TradFi AI companies are raising a multi-billion evals. AGI is coming. How does the average person gain exposure to AI when most of these rounds are private? Crypto. How does the average AI developer get their project funded? Crypto. Shaw is a perfect example of this. From basement AI dev to $1 million framework, most of the projects will be complete and utter trash, but without the constraints placed on them by venture or TradFi regulations, some of these coins will continue to be successful. I'm banking on AI taking over the mind share of the masses. If I die, I die. So yeah, I completely agree with him. AI and crypto has been such a insane bridge of industries here where we never thought they would actually get to a point where they would actually go hand in hand with each other. So we have crypto for the ease of tokenizing projects, and then people like if you're an AI developer back then without crypto, it's pretty hard to get funding from VCs, and a lot of the work you do has to be open source and basically done for free, which is what Shaw, the maker of AI 16Z, did. But now they can launch a token, and that is the product of their AI project. And they have the project behind the token, and they're developing that shit. And then people see this and they invest into it, and because they also have an incentive to buy into a project of good utility, because the investor is going to make money, and so is the main holder, because this is how it works within the crypto world here. And as a result of that, people get a lot more exposure to AI projects that were previously underground because they had no funding. And it's a win-win scenario for now for investors and the developers of these AI projects. But later on, retail, when they get to this and they're at the top of the bull market and they're like, oh my gosh, the next big thing, and they don't know about these projects like we do right now, and they're finally getting to know about AI16Z maybe a year later, these guys are going to get super fucked because they are going to be our exit liquidity. And those guys at the bottom of the pyramid scheme, when this whole Ponzi of crypto gets destroyed after the end of the bull market in probably 2026, then there's going to be some losers, right? But the people who are the beginning parts of this Ponzi of crypto, they will get rewarded the most. So we might as well take advantage of it. And that's not to say that's a bad thing or if it's morally bad or all of that. No, there's no such thing as bad or good in a rule of nature of how pyramid schemes work in the world. You just want to play in the pyramid schemes that benefit you the most. And I could go on a rant about it a lot of times. A lot of people super disagree about this topic with me, that only some things are Ponzi schemes. Obviously, crypto's a Ponzi scheme, but like, what about business and like, what about stocks and what about the whole world, how money works? That's just a fucking rant for another time, but a lot of people super disagree about this. But let's look at this next tweet. This honestly may be the most pathetic shit I've ever seen. Somebody launches some meme coin, and instead of ignoring it and continues to build, you are so fucking greedy they had the vampire attack it. Fucking pitiful and a horrible look for you, as you can see. Yeah, so if you look at AS16Z, so I was looking at the price section earlier, and it looks a bit worse than virtuals. It's not as bad, but we're probably going to see some sort of a sideways price action around here, hopefully if it holds there. And if not, then we're going to see it go sub 1 billion. But for now, AS16Z, it dumped as hard because there was some bullshit going on where there was a coin called LLM. So it's a meme coin. I don't think there's actually any utility behind it, but it's literally a fat version of the AS16Z girl. And I don't know why this got pumped so hard. I didn't catch it because I thought it was retarded. I super mid-curved this, but I just went to 150 million. And people are like, okay, this is insane. So the developer of AS16Z got jealous that somebody took his work and made a fat version of this as the meme coin, and they got pumped as hard. So he was like, okay, fuck this, guys. I'm making fat coin, which he said 50% sent to the DO of Eliza. And he was like, all right, guys, buy this coin instead. So there's some PvP bullshit going on. And obviously, this is pretty bad look because interacting with some sort of PvP bullshit in crypto is probably one of the worst things you can do for your reputation, especially because it was obvious that Shaw just wanted a quick buck because he got jealous that the other coin was pumping and not his. So AS16Z actually lost a lot of their holders as a result of that, which is pretty bad for it on the short term. I don't know how it's going to be in the long term, but this is not the first time Shaw is doing this, by the way. He also did some weird fuckery of Elisa, how Elisa doesn't even have any value accrual within the AS16Z network. And it's still not a bad chart, but you got to realize that this token is not really that useful. It is supposed to be the mascot of AS16Z. It has no value accrual. So why the fuck would you even hold this? Like, some tokens do it really good with the two tokens being combined each other. So one of them I super like is Trust Me Bros, and then the DAO. So this token got fucked hard because the virtuals dump. But these tokens, that DAO and Trust, they have an actual use case for you to hold both of them because you need a certain token requirement for both of them to claim rewards at the end of it, which they claim to give you about 25% of your investment back, which is quite lucrative if you believe in this project and believe it can do much higher. So some projects like this do it very well. So Dream, for example, this token is getting fucked hard, but they made a DAO as well of F-Stream, and F-Stream did really fucking good. It went to like 28 million, but there is no reason to hold F-Dream and Dream together. You either just do one or the other because there's no reason to hold both of them. If they had some sort of incentive for you to hold both of them, maybe unlock some sort of feature, if you hold Dream and F-Dream a certain token requirement, then that would be good for both tokens here. But usually the best thing to do is just to have one token represent the entire brand. I mean, you can do this DAO as well if you can make it work, but I don't know. For now, this chart looks pretty fucking bad. I think it will be fine later on once the market recovers. So I still believe in this token, and that's what I want to say. So let's look at this next tweet. Just realized I got 12,000 USD from the Zenith airdrop on Virtuals.io today. That's tallying my current airdrop total from Virtuals at over 30,000 USD in the past 2 months. How to increase your airdrop sizes? 1, don't sell the airdrops. They're used as multipliers in most cases. 2, start trading on the platform. More volume, the better. 3, have a good sized bag of agents on the platform. This meta is only accelerating. Thank you, Virtuals team. So yeah, you gotta realize that Virtuals has been airdropping shit from the beginning, and I'm pretty upset that I wasn't in the super gaining parts of Virtuals. I only got in maybe a month or two later after that, so I didn't get as many airdrops as some other people did, right? But what he's saying here is completely right if you want to airdrop farm Virtuals. So I personally try to do this myself and try to have the airdrop multiplier token. So have like some Luna, some agents, some AIYP, some Pornhub, some music, and I thought it would give me multipliers, but it didn't work. The multipliers only work if you hold the original airdrop. So what that means here is that if you ever get airdrops and virtuals and you want the multipliers, then you want to hold your airdrops. Don't even touch them. Don't even sell them. If they're a lot of money for you, like if it's like if they give you a $20 airdrop and then that $20 airdrop and you're in India and that can fund you for your whole year, then okay, go ahead and sell it because you probably need that money more than other people, right? But for most people in the first world, when they see a $20 airdrop, you should probably not sell it and wait for the multipliers later because these multipliers allow for an exponential value accrual where this guy literally gets $12,000 in his NF airdrop. Me, for example, I only got $20 because I didn't have any multipliers from it. So I was like, okay, well, I mean, it's still free money, but I could have had more money if I kept my old airdrops and didn't sell any of them. So from now into the future, I'm not selling any of my airdrops and I'm keeping everything. And also, you want volume. And also, you want a good size bag because sometimes they only airdrop to you if you have a certain token, but you're in a certain top number of threshold of agents. So you want to be sized into an agent and have it in a wallet here, which is the best for virtuals airdrop farming. Let's look at this next tweet. DeFi agents will go mainstream. Norms addicted to the idea of passive income. So passive income is probably one of the most abused buzzwords of our time. So everyone, all the normies, they love the idea of not having to do anything and then get money for just doing nothing. Passive income. But you got to realize passive income is a psyop. There's no such thing as this passive income thing that you just set up a drop shipping store and then boom, it prints you $10,000 every day. And all you got to do is put a little bit of work at first and then just let it go, right? No, it's not usually like that. You have to maintain all of your cash flow sources because there is such a law in the universe called alpha decay. Well, I mean, even in investing, alpha decay is a thing where in your indicators and your strategies, if in your own TPIs and your own systems, they have their own alpha decay because other people are using those investing systems to do buy and short signals within their own systems. But that's the topic for another video. But you gotta realize that this decay exists with any sort of system in the universe. And if you want passive income to have a certain amount of money, so let's say you set up a business and it prints you like $10,000 a month. Okay, if you ignore that business for like 2 years, you still think it's gonna give you $10,000 a month. No, obviously it's gonna go to shit. And you have to realize that passive income, there's no such thing. There's only active income. You have to put in the work to get the money. And there is probably a bit of a extended effect. So you do something and then it lags behind for maybe some time and then you get your reward afterwards, which is what happens usually in any type of hard work. But you got to realize that passive income is not real, but normies, they super love this idea because they just think, oh, it would be so nice if I can buy a stock and then sell it 100x later after not doing any shit. No, you have to do your own research and you have to look at the stock. Obviously, that will be a really high risk asset. So you have to keep an eye on it. And then also related to other assets that could be in the market. So there's a lot of active things you can be doing here instead of just buying and hold a thing. I mean, probably the best idea of a passive income is to buy a very well-established token and then you hold it until the end of the bull market. That's probably the closest thing you do as a passive income. But if you want more gains than that, I mean, honestly, it's pretty good because if you buy Michi, for example, here, and then you hold it for a couple months, you'll make 100x on your investment, most likely. And that could probably be passive income. But what if Michi dies from here and just goes away? I mean, I don't think it will. It has too much mind share for it to die. But these type of things, you could always have more returns, right? But passive income, it's not real. And AI agents, they are probably the number one thing telling you, okay, if you invest into me, it's passive income. So Trust Me Bros, for example, it has a very good marketing point of passive income. So you just copy trade the bot and it has a profitable system. So you're guaranteed to make money with it. And they do it on high market cap majors. So you don't have any risk of getting rugged or anything like that. But you just follow the trading advice of the bot and you'll passively make income. That is an insane marketing tactic that you can use to sell the people to invest in your token so they have access to this thing, this utility. And you gotta realize a lot of these AI agents have this utility to provide that passive income psyop and they'll think it's so good, right? But you gotta realize that no, there's no such thing as passive income, but you could use it to sell to other people to make money off them. It's kind of fucked up, but it's just the nature of the game here. But let's look at this next tweet. No surprise here at all. I name AXPT as one of my highest conviction holdings for a good reason. I think it's ridiculously cool that a bot has become smart enough to become one of the most influential accounts on X. It's a perfect crossover, innovative tech, AI, and meme all in one. Now ask yourself, what implications does it have the virtual ecosystem as a whole and virtual itself? So Binance here, they listed AXPT, or they're planning to, and Cookie.fun, which they have their own token. And this is going to be really good because now normies have a lot more attention to AI. And as a result of that, this is the first thing, right? XBT is probably the most well-known token of virtuals. But then what is going to happen once Binance starts listing other virtuals tokens, like the virtuals protocol itself, or maybe even Game, or maybe even Combo, or maybe even Trust and Bros, or maybe even Sequoia, or Vader, all of this shit. This is going to cause a rolling slope because now they have an incentive for people to buy it. Because people are already buying AXBT and all these other shit without a listing in a centralized exchange. And what do you think is going to happen? Because they get a transaction fee, they get a cut, Binance, for holding these tokens on their platform. But these tokens, if you hold them, they're gonna get more attention. They're gonna do a lot better into the future. So it's gonna be quite amazing for virtuals, especially at this rate here. But let's look at this last tweet. I don't understand people who sell their coins when there's a market pullback. If you're holding good coin, you know it's going up, and there's no fucking way you can time the reversal. What generally happens is people get shaken out in the sideline. SMH. So yeah, these coins, there's a lot of capitulation going on in this market. A lot of people selling their bags. G-Teams are like, oh, it's over. Crypto's so done. Like there's a lot of psyops being done by the media right now where they're saying crypto's crashing, everything's fucked forever. And most people who are not going to think for themselves and see this, they're going to get fucked. They're going to capitulate their bags and they're going to lose all their fucking gains. And it sucks for them, but it's some sort of natural selection here where honestly it's good for us because then it allows us some discounts for us to buy their tokens and then we can get a lot more returns after they FOMO back in higher because they see the market going up crazier when all season comes in February, right? But you got to realize that in any token you hold, you have to have some sort of conviction, a thesis behind it. And these theses, your reasons to hold them, you have to realize, yeah, there's probably some price targets you can take some more money out or relative to your portfolio to take money out. But if you hold a token and you buy it, you have to have a thesis and the conviction. And in that case, the price action doesn't fucking matter within that token. The price action should have no fucking influence on whether you buy or sell the token in theory if you play just solely off the conviction here. So even if you have this coin and you know it's going to go up and you have the thesis behind it, then why the fuck would you sell it here when it's at the pits and it hasn't gone up to it and it hasn't fulfilled that thesis yet? Maybe if the thesis gets invalidated and your token maybe found out it's probably some sort of scam or some shit, then you can dump your tokens. But the price action in reality shouldn't matter at all. And of course, this is a very simple answer. There's a lot more cases where maybe you have to sell it, maybe you have to pay your bills or some shit, or maybe you find a better asset to buy into. But you got to realize, don't capitulate right now. Things look pretty fucking bad, right? But later on, they'll be quite good. So if anything, touch grass or continue DCAing and find good assets because right now, very low volatility times, but these times are probably going to be one of the most rewarding later if you find a good tokens to position yourself in and you will print hard for it instead of the people who think they can just get passive income, just buy a coin and boom, it goes up. Then you have to do your research, find a good conviction behind them. But that's pretty much all I want to say in this video. What I would summarize this video as is that virtuals is not going anywhere. Right now, the price action looks pretty fucking bad because of the mean reverting environment and all the uncertainty in the markets with the LA fires and Iran and the unemployment rates and the Fed rate cuts being a lot lower than we expected. Well, it is the nature of the game, but once Trump comes in and liquidity is injected, that should be the main catalyst for the bull market to be reignited again. So I have nothing to fear about, even though some of my tokens are down from some of their entry prices. I don't really give a fuck because I know later on they'll be higher and my conviction cannot be shaken out here. So that is a lesson for you guys. If you guys capitulated and lost all your money and like, oh, fuck this shit. Well, I mean, that's on you. I'm not trying to say that you should buy or sell these tokens, but if you did that and if it's not too bad from your entry, like also don't anchor yourself to these prices, like entry prices, exit prices, all this shit. It's not a healthy thing. You just gotta realize it's just money in the token and you're gonna end up fucking yourself over and go down an emotional down spiral. Sometimes you gotta move the money to the stronger assets. That's the best thing to do. But yep, I'll see you guys.